Hi guys, so you join me here today at Viaduct Fishery. I'm just going to run you through one of my favourite Skimmer groundbait mixes that I've been using here over the last few winter months. It's the milled betaine groundbait and the sweet super blend, and I'm just going to run you through how I mix that up now. Right, so I'm just going to run you through how I mix this groundbait. So it's a simple 50-50 mix of the milled betaine and the sweet super blend. So I'm just going to open up these two bags now. Just put that one under there. So I've emptied both the bags into the bucket. I'm just going to give that a good mix around. Make sure the groundbait's thoroughly mixed together. And then the premise that I go with is a pint of water for each bag of groundbait. So I've got 2 pints of water here. So I'm going to add that as I go along. So I've done about half of that. So I've done about a pint of water. Make sure I mix that in. It's already starting to get quite claggy, but it'll take on a lot of water. So you need to make sure that you keep adding it. So a little bit more. Got to keep working the groundbait in the bucket. And it's now getting to quite a heavy, claggy mix. So that's the last of the water, all of it gone, 2 pints. And as you can see, that's now a very, very wet, heavy, claggy mix. And it might look like you've completely ruined the groundbait, but you haven't. If you leave that now for sort of half an hour, 40 minutes, it will take on all that water and it'll be absolutely perfect. Right, so we've come back after leaving the groundbait for about sort of half an hour now. It's taken on all that water. There's loads of lumps in the groundbait. It's still quite wet and claggy, but it should push through the riddle lovely now. So what we're going to do, we're just going to take a little bit of groundbait like this, and as you can see, loads of lumps on there, and we're just going to push them through like this. Breaking up lovely, and that'll give us a nice fine mix now, like this. Really wet, really heavy, but lovely and fine, and that'll mix absolutely lovely now. So now with the groundbait all riddled and ready to go, I'm just going to go through how I feed it on the long pole lines. So at Viaduct, it's a really silty fishery, so I tend to put it in loose instead of in balls. The way we've mixed it is nice and wet and nice and heavy, so it'll get down to the bottom no problem. I tend to have 2 different lines, one with lots of casters in and one with lots of squats, and then vary hook baits between casters, red maggots and lots of squats on the hook. To start the match, I put 3 cups of groundbait in on both lines. 1 I'll put casters in with, so that'll be a whole cup of casters with the 3 cups mixed in, and that'll go on one line, and then it'll be 1 whole cup of squats with the 3 cups of groundbait in on the other line. I'll judge how much I need to top up depending on how many bites I'm getting, but once it goes quiet, it will usually be a half a pot of groundbait with a few other loose offerings in it with it. So there you go, a lovely 3 or 4 hours fishing at Viaduct Fishery today. Mainly caught on casters, but the milled B10 Sweet Super Blend certainly did the trick. Hope you enjoyed the few tips that I gave you, and good luck out on the bank.